So, I feel like I need to bring this closer. Or actually, put this right here. Yeah. Okay. Let me start this over again. So, I don't exactly know where or like how this conversation is going to go. Um, I don't know, and I think that I pulled an oracle card from my oracle deck today, this morning when I woke up, and it was definitely like uh, stepping into uncharted territory. It's that within stepping between within going into something new and unexplored, you're creating a new beginning. So, do whatever you want with that. You know, with what you will. It's like you will. You're on the right path, but it's something different. It's something unexplored. It's something you know you get to make up the rules because there isn't necessarily a path that is defined by you. It's like you get to do something different. And I really wanted to make this about just addressing, being celebratory for myself in just like acknowledging the fact that I have been sober for at least almost like 2 months right now, going on three. And, you know, just recently, giving myself leeway, but, I recently just deleted like all of the apps and all of the links and just all the things in which like I've consumed porn or like looked at like sexual materials in that regard. And I've deleted it. And it's not like a way that I feel shame about it. Not in a way that like it's like, oh, like, like in the past in which I've dealt with those things, it definitely felt like a shame and it felt like a guilty pleasure in which I would go back to it. I would delete everything, because I had this idea that like, I had, sorry, that I had to quit and that like quitting would be better, the best for me. In which that was true, but like I would always do it in a sense of feeling guilt or shame regarding it. And I would never do it in the sense of like, I would never do it because I felt like I no longer needed it. I mean, I definitely did feel like I no longer needed it, but I would still go back to it. I would still be in sort of that like addiction headspace. And there was so many times in which like it like I had to quit or like there was things that I had to like face within myself and just be like, how much damage is this causing like my relationships? How much damage is this causing me financially? How much damage is this causing within the way that I show up and present myself with other people? Because then, like that and weed and just like other things would just go hand in hand. And it would just become this like habitual cycle of just like constantly like numbing myself or constantly like feeling like so shitty like all the time, and then like feeling like I needed to change every single aspect about myself in order to actually heal or in order to fix something or in order to try to be something that I wasn't, or like trying to force myself, not giving myself space to purge or to grieve or to like let go of what no longer served me, because you need to give yourself grace within that time. But I definitely was at a state in which I let I was so forceful with myself of like I have to change, I have to do something, I have to be better, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to, all of that, and even that would hold shame and guilt and just a sort of negativity. While it was it had the right intentions, the way that it was executed was very harsh on myself and on my well-being. And as of lately, like I I I, I guess it is interesting. It was and it was an addiction, and it was a major vice that has like been throughout my whole life, in which, you know, porn, sex, and just things of that nature would be my crutch, and it would be my go-to for like how I viewed the world, how I coped with feeling things for a very long time. Like, I got addicted to porn when I was like 5 years old, and that kept up to me. I'm 21 right now, so that kept up to me for like 16 years of my life. And, you know, like, it was so damaging and it was so bad, and it was just like really just like this hole in this like thing that I felt like I could never escape. And especially the way that sex has been within like relationships, and just like with just things and people. Like, I would always attract people who met me at that like frequency, or like met me at that like level of just like, like hypersexual, and just using sex to cope in like as a way of emotional numbness. And like, to me, that was a lot of relationships. Like, that was a big part of a lot of relationships that like I could never seem to leave or get out of, or just like I was trapped within that cycle of, using people. Or like, one thing that I was thinking of when like figuring out the words to say for this was like, like it would be a relationship in which it was like take and take, like I would get into fights with my partners, and like after the fights, it would just go. You go to sex, or you do something sexual just to be like, like to ease that emotional like numbness. But like, that's not healing. That's like putting a band-aid over it, and then afterwards you're left with like you're feeling really shitty, because then it's like you're not meeting each other on an emotional level. You're not meeting each other on like a way that you're nurturing or growing a relationship. You're just putting a band-aid over it with the means of sex, in which like, yes, it can be an act of love. Yes, you're putting a bunch of chemicals, endorphins, serotonin, like all of those feel good emotions and pheromones, and everything. But like, you're still like numbing yourself, and you're coping in a way that it's not beneficial, because it doesn't leave any party satisfied, unless you're so far down the rabbit hole in which you no longer regard your partner as a person, but you see them as the solution. Either whether, and that's the trap that I've had within like toxic relationships, which is just like, you know like, it's like the I help you, you help me, but it's not really like I'm helping you. It's more like I'm taking and I'm taking and I'm taking, and it's like you're giving and you're giving and you're giving, and you're giving all that you can. And, I feel like where I'm at right now, like it took me a while. Like yesterday, like I was like looking through my phone. I was like scrolling, like looking through porn, and I was like, it's like, man, I'm not feeling it. like, like it doesn't like. I'm just like, any of this shit like isn't beneficial. Like, but not even is it beneficial, but it doesn't feel like I need it anymore. Like, like, like where my soul is at right now, it's like I want to have like warm and loving and like I want to feel the love with friends. I want to feel the genuinity and like the fluidity of engaging within the present moment or just like having fun with people and just feeling the warmth of the connection that energy and people can bring, like in person or just being in the presence of somebody, because like being in the presence of somebody and having that comfortability, I think is something that like I've always wanted, like as a child, and that wasn't something that was nurtured. But then in the place that where I'm at right now, like there is a lot of warmth that I have within connections that I'm either making, establishing, or just like, you know, going back to and re-nurturing. And there's a lot of fun within those things, and it just gives me life because it's seeing love and like sort of like there's a sensual nature to it as well, but like it's seeing love as something that's not just defined by like romantic love, but it's a romance between friends, it's a romance between connection, it's a romance between just whatever more there is to life. And I feel like that is something that I am grateful to have explored and to be grateful to understand and to see about myself and to even like figure out like right now, because I feel like getting through all of those blocks or getting through all of those like cycles or lessons or patterns or whatever you want to call them, you know, like getting out of those things and then finally being able to be like, okay, like this is just a trauma cycle, and like this cycle doesn't serve me anymore. Like I don't get the same relief out of it. And it's like it's not satisfying. Like I don't feel the need to like smoke. I don't feel the need to drink. I don't feel the need to do pills, or I don't feel the need to like have sex. And that's so weird because I've never thought that I would like I was so defined by like all of those things. And like I was like, oh, like I need to feel different. I don't like how I feel. I don't like how I feel. I don't like how I feel. It's always that same talk of I don't like how I feel. I need to change something about myself. But then like right now and how I've been lately is that like I really love how I have been how I've been feeling. Like I love the person that I'm becoming with each and new day. And I feel like that's a lot of growth. And I feel like that's something that deserves a video about, and it deserves documentation. And I feel like I need to express that because I feel like that is really difficult, and that is something that like it takes years, and like it's kind of scary, but it's a good scary. Like it used to like paralyze me where it's like, oh, I need to change, I need to change, I need to change, but like now I'm kind of just like, no, I feel pretty good. Like I feel like whatever happens next is like really cool, and like whatever is gonna be on my path next. Like, I feel like it's just gonna be like wonderful. Like, it's just everything is like everything that's happening is like really great, and like I'm really excited to like work on a lot of things, and I feel like I'm no longer like scared of like, oh fuck, like, this is such a big task, or like this is so heavy. But like now I feel like, no, fuck that shit, I can fucking do it. Like I'm like like I used, like, my ego used to be like super bad, in which like I would be like I'd have all ego, but then when it's the time to do something, I'd get chicken feet, and I'd be like, fuck, I can't do it. But then now I'm kind of just like, I'm kind of at the level of where like, if an opportunity doesn't come, that's fine, because I know a bigger or better opportunity or something else will happen. Like I'll be redirected. Like I don't care. I know what's meant for me, and I know that I'll achieve it. So it's just like, I don't need to doubt myself anymore. I just need to be, you know, doing, and I just need to be living. And this is not how I expected this video to come across, but I think it's an interesting thing to even discuss, to even have conversation. Um, yeah, being in the unknown. Um, Fuck if I know. This is a definitely totally different feeling that I've been feeling like ever. It's so different. I don't. There's not really like a way to describe it, but it is like there's a lot of joy. There's a lot of happiness. There's a lot of excitement, and it's like I would have never thought that like I would get to a place in which I am more comfortable and most comfortable in expressing myself, like, ever. Like I always thought like, oh, I'm really self-aware, I'm really good at expressing myself, but like this moment, and like, and going forward, it feels like the ways in which like things have been like working out and aligning and just like meeting at my level, it feels like there's a lot of growth, and there's going to be a lot of continual growth, and I feel like that's super exciting, because it's like I no longer fear like regressing, or like not regressing, but like I no longer fear like the negative, or like I don't think about the negative, like I think about the positive, and I think that's such a big mindset change that like I'm just like I'm here for the magic. And so hmm, I feel like that's really all that I have to say. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel really good. um I've been sleeping really good too. But yeah, I shall keep you guys updated on the next, and we shall see. Goodbye. I don't know what to stop first. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop the audio first.